Transport for London backs increased pedestrianisation for COVID economic recovery. Research from Transport for London indicates that people who walk to the high street spend 40% more over a month than people who drive. Walking and cycling can also increase retail sales by up to 30%, suggesting that the temporary pedestrianisation of key city centre locations due to COVID-19 may actually aid the country's economic recovery. In response to this, TfL are continuing to introduce street space schemes across areas of London. We spoke to a TfL representative about the development and benefits of the Street Space for London programme. How has the pandemic affected the way TfL plans spaces for pedestrians? As London continues to tackle coronavirus, we'll need to find new ways to travel. Making social distancing possible on public transport will mean we need to travel at quiet times or in different ways, including using new and existing walking and cycling routes. However, if the number of trips taken by private vehicles increases, London will grind to a halt, with essential deliveries and emergency services stuck in gridlock, and air pollution levels will increase. We are working with London's local authorities to deliver the Street Space programme to help people to safely walk and cycle, to relieve pressure on our roads and public transport networks. Is temporary pedestrianisation an effective way to encourage people back into towns and cities amongst pandemic-related anxiety? Our Street Space for London plan is creating more space on streets so people can safely walk or cycle while social distancing. Because of the need to adapt at speed, the emphasis has been on temporary and experimental schemes. Research has consistently shown the benefits walking and cycling has on local high streets and the wider economy. With the Street Space for London plan, we are creating changes in days that would normally take years. Right now, we're using cones and signs to temporarily extend space for walking and cycling, but if Londoners like the changes and enjoy the environmental and health benefits, we will look to making some of them permanent. What has the programme delivered so far? An initial 1,500 extra bicycle parking spaces across London. More than 60 kilometres of new and improved cycle lanes. Reallocation of 22,500 square metres of road space to pedestrianised areas. 86 kilometres of bus lanes on TfL roads converted to operate 24/7, 7 days a week. And 6 new Santander cycle docking stations. Why has this project been made a priority? In the short term, our active travel planning will enable Londoners to maintain the social distancing that is required to prevent an increase in coronavirus infections. It will also enable Londoners to get the daily physical activity that is recommended for good health. In the longer term, streets that encourage Londoners to switch to walking and cycling will reduce the number of vehicles contributing to air and noise pollution. This will lead to a healthier London population, with a reduction in the number of people with health conditions such as heart and lung disease and cancers associated with physical inactivity and exposure to poor air quality. Improving our collective health is important to reduce the proportion of Londoners who are susceptible to more severe coronavirus symptoms. It's also one of the ways that we will help tackle the climate emergency. Details about TfL's Street Space programme can be found in the full article. Read more at TWinFM.com.